Sanders' refusal to drop out of the presidential race. Despite Hillary Clinton's insurmountable delegate lead, the socialist senator says he's not going anywhere.
And we're going to continue to fight for every last vote until June 14th, and then we're going to take our fight into the convention.
Die-hard Sanders supporters will love it, but it may be Donald Trump who's Bernie's biggest fan right now.
Bernie Sanders, who I'm sure you all love, he did say one thing that was very interesting. He said that Hillary Clinton is unqualified to be the president of the United States. And he said that, and it's just, you know, one of those things. He said she suffers from bad judgment, and she does. You look at so many of her decisions have been bad.
Joining us now with reaction, Harlan Hill, a Democratic strategist and big, huge Bernie Sanders supporter. Harlan, I like Bernie Sanders. I love the fact that he's staying in the race. He says he's going to stay all the way to the convention. Doesn't that hurt the Democrats?
Well, you know what I think hurts the Democrats? Hillary Clinton. You know who I think advances Donald Trump more than anybody else in the race? Hillary Clinton. This is a candidate who has a 30-year track record of lies, deceit, and fraud. She's irreparably tied to the last 8 years, which have been an economic disaster for the middle class. It's just about basic economic fairness. So a candidate like Hillary Clinton is really beholden to the past, is beholden to the last 8 years. A candidate like Sanders or Trump, who have a lot of commonality, I think that they're the future of the middle class.
So tell me about the Bernie Sanders supporter. Who are you? Who is it?
I think contrary to popular opinion, the average Bernie Sanders supporter is actually not a Democratic socialist. There are people that are fed up. They're rolling the dice on a candidate like Sanders or a candidate like Trump.
What's your background? Are you a Democrat? Are you a Republican?
No, I'm a Democrat. I've done over 120 campaigns all over this country.
Are you now
states.
Worried about socialism?
So I don't think that's the direction we should head in. That tells you my support for Sanders.
He calls himself a Democratic socialist.
I think most of his supporters support Sanders because they cannot stand Hillary Clinton. You know, she actually gives Ted Cruz a run for the Lucifer in the Flesh title, in my opinion. She has the blood of an American ambassador on her hand. She is the architect of TPP. She supported NAFTA during the 90s. It led to the export of millions of American jobs. The middle class can't compete with slave labor in China and Mexico.
Okay. So you and the massive number of people that come out for Bernie Sanders may be the reason Donald Trump becomes the next president. You okay with that?
Yeah, well, no, I'm actually going to come out and support Donald Trump. If Bernie Sanders cannot secure...
Are you a Trump supporter in disguise? Are you pretending to be Bernie Sanders supporter?
I've supported Sanders from the beginning. Look, if
this would be a brilliant strategy.
No.
If I'm Donald Trump, I get 100,000 people like you saying how great Bernie Sanders is, and you liquidate the Democrat vote.
If Sanders doesn't win the nomination, and it looks like he's going to be pushed out because of DNC protectionism, including Debbie Wasserman Schultz, and coin flips, and all of this junk, if he doesn't win the nomination, then I'm going to support Donald Trump. I'm going to start a super PAC, Democrats for Trump, honestly, because I think that she will push us in the wrong direction.
What happens if he does beat her? What happens if Bernie Sanders does beat it? All the superdelegates say, you know what, at the convention, we were wrong, and we're going to flip, and we're coming over to your side. Do you see what's going on in Venezuela? Yeah. Socialism, Venezuela is socialist, right?
Yeah.
They can't afford food. Inflation is rampant, 2,000% inflation. There's no meat. And this is one of the top world oil producers. Socialism is a failed policy, is a failed government policy. Why in the world would you support a guy that would be willing to put America at risk?
Because I think Sanders would have to work with the Congress if he was elected. I don't think that he's just going to be able to ramrod socialist policy through. So he's going to be moderated by whoever's in Congress, which looks like it's going to be Paul Ryan and the Republican caucus. So I'm not really concerned that we're going to slip into a Venezuela-style collapse. Though if he does win, maybe I'll start buying gold. So I have mixed feelings about him, but I would obviously support him over Hillary Clinton any day.
There are a lot of you like that.
There absolutely are. I get hundreds of emails about this.
So you talk to people who are Hillary supporters and say, no, those people get in line. I'll be honest with you. There were a lot of GOPers who said I could never vote for Donald Trump. But now that he's the only option, he's the nominee, he's the presumptive nominee, they've changed their tune. Will you change your tune?
Well, absolutely not. No, I'm 100%.
Not you specifically, but the group, you know?
So I saw a poll recently that said 45% of Bernie Sanders supporters would never support Hillary Clinton. And I don't think the number is that high, but I think it's very high.
Is this truly the outsider versus the insider?
I really think it is.
It's the same thing going on in the Democrat side.
And also look to the enthusiasm numbers. I saw another poll recently that said that only 20% of Democrats were excited to go and support Hillary Clinton. At this point in 2008, it was over 60% for Barack Obama.
Well,
disaster. She's a disaster.
They worried about that on the Republican side saying that the establishment versus the Trump was going to bifurcate the vote and he would lose. Maybe happening on the Democrat side instead. Harlan, thank you very much. Up next, Donald Trump faces off